In the field of archaeology, what's ancient is always renewed. Every time something long lost is found, it offers us fresh insight into our own past. Our ancient ancestors aren't here to explain how they lived, so we have to understand them through the artifacts and places they left behind. It's an unending pursuit that gains momentum every day, and in this video, we're going to check out some of the most incredible discoveries. So, without wasting a single second, let's get into it. Number 15. Statue of Ebi-Il. The statue of Ebi-Il dates back 4,400 years. It depicts the superintendent of the ancient city-state of Mari in modern-day Syria. Found by French archaeologist André Perrault in 1934, the statue was found in two parts. The head lying in the outer courtyard of the Temple of Ishtar, and the body just below it, beneath a small statue of King Lamgi Mari. Carved from gypsum and inlaid with lapis lazuli, shell, and schist, it shows Ebi-Il in a seated prayer pose. Despite being broken, no restoration altered its original materials. Its craftsmanship is extraordinary. The intricate beard, finely etched hands, and lifelike posture all reflect remarkable artistic precision. The expressive face adds a level of realism rare in statues from this era. The statue is considered one of the finest surviving examples of Mesopotamian sculpture. It now resides in the Louvre Museum, where it stands as a testament to both spiritual devotion and artistic mastery. Number 14. Gloucester Tabula Game Set. The Gloucester Tabula set was uncovered back in 1983 at Gloucester Castle, and it is believed to be the oldest surviving table game set in the world. Historians date it to the 11th or 12th century and consider it a predecessor to modern backgammon. The set includes 150 carved bone fragments, 30 game pieces, and the shattered remains of a board. Scholars believe the board was deliberately destroyed. Its craftsmanship reflects a Romanesque style with hints of Viking influence, likely made by an Anglo-Scandinavian artisan. The pieces were carved from red deer antler and show no signs of paint, meaning each player likely distinguished their pieces by shape alone. Despite the absence of color, the intricate carvings remain distinct. The board itself lacked overt Anglo-Saxon design, but carried symbolic patterns that suggest shared Northern European aesthetics. Why it was broken and buried remains completely unknown, though some suspect a personal loss or symbolic act may have prompted its destruction. Number 13. World's oldest writing in Nova Zagora. We may never fully resolve where or how the first writing system originated, but several artifacts have been proposed as the world's earliest examples. One such artifact is a small ceramic tablet unearthed near the Bulgarian town of Nova Zagora in March 2018. The surface of the tablet is engraved with fine, deliberate markings that Bulgarian archaeologists interpret as a form of writing. If accurate, the dating of the tablet, around 8,000 years old, would place it well before any known written language. Unsurprisingly, this claim has sparked fierce academic debate. While the etchings likely hold meaning, some experts argue they do not constitute true written language. The tablet was discovered among over 30 ancient fishing tools, suggesting it might have simply been part of a practical toolkit. The symbols may reflect daily logging of fishing activities rather than abstract communication. Even if it doesn't qualify as writing, the artifact still holds significant archaeological value as a glimpse into early human thought. Number 12. Mask of Warka. The Mask of Warka, uncovered in 1939 at Uruk in southern Iraq, is one of the oldest known naturalistic human sculptures. Dated to 3100 BCE, the mask is crafted from white marble and portrays an idealized female face, possibly that of Inanna, the Sumerian goddess of love and war. Its eye sockets and brows were once inlaid with lapis, shell, or bitumen, though those elements have long since vanished. Looted during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, the artifact was recovered later that year, hidden on a farm. Despite some damage, it remains largely intact. The mask originally adorned a wooden body, likely part of a cult statue, and would have stood in one of Uruk's central temples. Measuring just over 20 centimeters, its delicate craftsmanship speaks to early Mesopotamia's artistic refinement. Today, it's housed in the Iraq Museum in Baghdad, representing both ancient Sumer's sculptural skill and the turbulent path of cultural heritage. Number 11. Dufuna Canoe. The earliest watercraft our ancestors ever constructed was canoes, and this next find is among the oldest known. It's the Dufuna Canoe, named after the village of Dufuna in Nigeria, where it was found by a Fulani herder in 1987. Radiocarbon analysis suggests it's roughly 8,500 years old. Further studies indicate it once glided across the surface of Lake Chad. For its age, the canoe is remarkably large, spanning 26 feet in length. The herder discovered it while digging a well, buried more than 12 feet underground. It remained in place until 1994, when German archaeologists fully excavated it and brought it to a lab. There, they confirmed the canoe's stern and bow had been finely shaped using tools resembling core axes and hand-carved picks. The level of skill involved implies the builders were seasoned craftsmen. It's likely this culture had already been crafting similar vessels for generations before this one was buried beneath the soil. Number 10. Leekfrith Iron Age Torques. In 2017, two metal detectorists searching farmland near Leekfrith in Staffordshire found 4 Iron Age torques. The ornate gold pieces, 3 necklaces, and 1 bracelet are considered the earliest known Iron Age gold objects ever found in Britain. Their design suggests they were crafted in continental Europe, likely in France or Germany, before making their way to Britain. While the overall form is foreign, the detailed decorations, particularly the loops and line patterns, reflect Celtic artistry. Experts date the hoard to about 2,400 years ago. Such jewelry would have been worn by high-ranking women, possibly tribal elites or priestesses. Declared treasure under British law, the collection was acquired by a museum in Stoke-on-Trent. The discovery provides new insight into Iron Age cross-cultural exchange and the movement of elite goods. Despite their international origins, the craftsmanship and symbolism link them firmly to the lives and status of ancient women who once wore them. But despite that, the full story is a mystery. Number 9. Sedeinga Pyramids. Let's focus not on Egypt's towering pyramids, but instead on the lesser-known pyramids of Sedeinga, located on Sudan's side of the Nile Valley. There are 35 pyramids clustered at the site, all relatively modest in scale. These tombs date to a period when Sedeinga was the capital of the ancient kingdom of Kush. Inside, thousands of burial chambers were constructed between 2,400 and 1,600 years ago. Unlike Egypt, where pyramids were typically reserved for royalty, here, burial under a pyramid was accessible to anyone who could afford the cost, though the price would have been steep. The pyramid designs were inspired by Egyptian styles, and capstones shaped like lotuses, solar discs, and birds reflect that influence. The connection between Egypt and Kush was culturally rich, and these structures may have been the Kushite way of honoring or emulating Egyptian grandeur. Though smaller, they carry a powerful message. Status was no longer a divine birthright, but something one could purchase in death. Number 8. Ancient Portuguese Cosmic Egg. Etched into a 7,000-year-old egg-shaped stone from the Algarve region of Portugal is a motif that modern eyes recognize instantly: the double helix of DNA. While DNA wasn't discovered until 1953, this ancient carving has sparked debate over its uncanny resemblance. One theory is that it doesn't represent DNA at all, but rather a staff or rod. symbols that appear frequently in ancient carvings from Mesopotamia and Egypt. Yet its placement on an egg complicates that interpretation. Eggs have long been associated with fertility, so placing a life symbol on one makes thematic sense, at least from a modern perspective. Still, how could Neolithic people have possibly known anything about genetic structure? That's the unresolved question. Some researchers argue that the design's similarity to a double helix is coincidental, though others believe it reflects an intuitive or symbolic understanding of life's building blocks. Whatever its true meaning, the artifact remains one of prehistory's most provocative and puzzling carvings. Number 7. The Mausoleums of Saxa Rubra. Back in 2018, the breathtaking Saxa Rubra mausoleums of Rome, Italy, reopened after years of closure due to extensive conservation work. The two burial chambers, known individually as the Mausoleum of Nason and the Mausoleum of Fadila, are often regarded as the secret archaeological gems of the Eternal City. Fadila's tomb was initially unearthed in 1923 and briefly opened to visitors before being sealed off again for nearly a century, during which experts painstakingly cataloged and preserved everything within, including its intricate mosaic art. The second mausoleum, belonging to one Quintus Nasonius Ambrosius, was discovered back in 1674. Its condition isn't as pristine, largely because 17th century archaeologists lacked the knowledge to properly preserve ancient structures. Even so, the vibrant frescoes inside remain visible and continue to captivate researchers, especially one panel believed to depict the Trojan horse. Today, due to their fragile condition, both tombs are open to the public only once a month. Number 6. Dragon skeleton claim in China. In 2017, footage emerged from China showing what appeared to be a massive skeletal structure, roughly 60 feet in length, with a large skull, short forelimbs, and an elongated spine. The creature's shape bore an eerie resemblance to the traditional depiction of dragons across multiple cultures. Experts reviewed the video and couldn't find signs of manipulation, leading to public curiosity. Still, there's no confirmation regarding where the bones were found or who discovered them. Some claim the skeleton could belong to an unknown dinosaur species. Others argue it might be a fabricated display or artistic installation mistaken for something ancient. Regardless, the mystery lingers due to the absence of detailed documentation. While it may not be definitive proof of dragons, the proportions and form are hard to dismiss. Whether myth or prehistoric reality, the skeleton remains an enigma that blends folklore with unanswered scientific questions. Number 5. Sangsing-Dui Bronze Beast. Among the stunning and scary artifacts pulled from the sacrificial pits of Sangsing-Dui in China, one massive bronze statue stands apart. Found during recent digs, the sculpture features a horned creature with a human figure in long robes standing on its head, and a tree motif sculpted across its chest. Weighing over 300 pounds and measuring 3 feet in both height and length, the piece is estimated to be 3,000 years old. The statue was deliberately buried, alongside other bronzes, in what appears to be a ritual offering. Previous finds at Sangsing-Dui hinted at a complex religious structure, possibly involving sacred trees, but none matched this sculpture's scale or detail. The absence of written records leaves scholars speculating. While it's presumed to hold symbolic meaning, no consensus exists. Still, the intricacy of its design points to a deeply ritualized belief system. The statue remains both a masterpiece of early metallurgy and an enigma of creepy and weird ancient spirituality. Number 4. Cascajal Block. The Cascajal Block remains one of Mesoamerica's most debated artifacts. Some researchers claim it holds the earliest known writing system in the Americas, possibly from the Olmec civilization. Others suspect it's a modern forgery. That divide likely won't be resolved anytime soon. It wasn't found during an official excavation, but instead surfaced in a debris pile in Veracruz in 1990, discovered by road workers. Surrounding artifacts, including pottery and clay figures, date to around 1000 BCE, so the stone is assumed to be from that era. Its engraved symbols appear to represent animals and geometric shapes, but many are entirely unfamiliar. Their layout is disorganized compared to established Mesoamerican scripts, making translation difficult. Some symbols repeat, hinting they might represent common words or sounds. If authentic, this predates Zapotec writing by 400 years. But until its origin is verified, the block remains a cultural wildcard, possibly revolutionary, or possibly just an elaborate mystery carved in stone. Number 3. The Middleham Jewel. The Middleham Jewel was discovered in 1985 by amateur metal detectorist Ted Seaton near Middleham Castle in Yorkshire. It is a 15th century gold pendant, likely used as a reliquary. While the inner compartment contained only fabric scraps, its design suggests religious use. The pendant features a large blue sapphire and engraved scenes of the crucifixion and several female saints. Some historians believe it may have belonged to Anne Neville, wife of Richard III, due to the female-centric iconography and childbirth-associated symbolism. The sapphire and depiction of saints tied to maternal protection support this theory. When Seaton received approval to sell the jewel in 1986, he earned £1.4 million. However, the British government blocked its export and raised funds to keep it in the UK. The Yorkshire Museum eventually acquired it for £2.5 million. Well, yes, millions. The jewel remains one of the most significant private finds in British history, religious, noble, and powerfully personal. It's pretty awesome. Number 2. The Ringlemere Cup, unearthed in 2001 by amateur detectorist Cliff Bradshaw in Kent. The Ringlemere Cup is a Bronze Age drinking vessel hammered from a single sheet of gold. Crushed by centuries of soil pressure, the cup was likely buried as a votive offering around 1700 BCE. Its corrugated surface and looped handle suggest both practical function and ceremonial importance. Though no human remains were found, the presence of a nearby barrow indicates ritual association. The cup bears a close resemblance to similar finds in continental Europe, particularly from Germany, suggesting extensive trade or cultural contact during the period. Weighing just under 600 grams, the artifact is one of only 7 gold cups from Bronze Age Europe. Declared treasure, it was acquired jointly by the British Museum and the Dover Museum. Despite its damaged state, the Ringlemere Cup remains a masterclass in early metalwork, melding artistry with mysticism, and a silent witness to the spiritual economy of prehistoric Britain. Number 1. The Archaeological Stone. Found in 1998 at Tintagel Castle in Cornwall, the Archaeological stone is a 6th century artifact carved with Latin text. Its inscription, roughly translated, reads, "Archaeological, descendant of Paternius, made this." The stone was found reused in a drain, broken in two, beneath a collapsed building. Though some consider it graffiti, its context suggests it once served as a dedication marker. Because of Tintagel's legendary association with King Arthur, the artifact is also known as the Arthur Stone. The name Archaeological bears a phonetic resemblance to Arthur, fueling speculation among those searching for a historical basis behind the myth. However, no definitive link exists. The inscription's hurried style suggests it wasn't commissioned by nobility, but the presence of Latin literacy in post-Roman Britain still makes it notable. While it likely belonged to a minor figure, the stone offers rare material evidence from an era straddling fact and folklore, a time when history blurred with legend. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you very soon.